Hey, it's Evan. I'm making this video because I want to congratulate you. First off, congratulations on getting this far on your journey, whether this is a consistent step for you or this is your first time just clicking on a link and landing here. Congratulations on investing in yourself and trying to become a better version, to unleash that thing you've got inside you here and bring it to the world. I also want to talk to you today in this video about your greatness. I want to talk to you about doing that big thing, about having the confidence and the courage to believe in this thing and bring it out there to the world. And in doing so, I'm going to share 4 stories with you that come from my personal life, my past, and then the single habit that I do on a daily basis every single morning that takes me just a couple of minutes and really resets me and has me thinking big, thinking bold every single day. I used to be not that confident. I used to not be all about believe. I used to feel like I didn't have resources. I felt like I wasn't able to do big things. I had low self-esteem, and in my first business, it was really the lowest part of my life where I felt like I was putting in all this work and I wasn't getting the results, and I just had to do something that felt meaningful, like my time meant something to somebody. And I can't believe that I've gone from that person to this person through these stores and through this habit. So let me get into them. Some of you may have heard before, and some of them might be new to you. My first store is with my first software company. It was me struggling. I turned down high-paying jobs to go off and do this startup that I thought would be interesting because I didn't want to live with regret for the rest of my life, to at least have a shot and take it and see if it worked. I could deal with the failure but not deal with not knowing. And we struggled. We struggled a lot. You know, we didn't have an office. We didn't have any kind of fancy gear, equipment. I worked out of my business partner's apartment. And I just worked from his dining room table because he had a little tiny home office and it was too small for me to fit in there. So I worked from his dining room table every day. I went every day. I went every day. I went every day. I was making $300 a month. I turned down those big jobs to go off and do this thing, and was struggling. And we celebrated by having McDonald's. Whenever we got a new client, we'd go to McDonald's and just get French fries because we couldn't afford the whole meal, just to have something to say, hey, like we're on a path, like some kind of minor victory. And you know, I'm eating beans for lunch every single day. And at some point that kind of takes its toll on you. You know, when you're grinding it every single day. I woke up every day and I went to his place and we worked on it, and just we weren't getting the results, right? Like barely any results. Like you're squeezing this giant orange and you're squeezing with all your might and like 3 drops come out. And it was just super demotivating and demoralizing, and got to the point where we're at a family dinner and I told my business partner that I quit and that I couldn't do this anymore. It was too difficult. I wanted to feel valuable and useful as a human being, and that I was not contributing to the world. And that was maybe the worst night of my life. And even just hearing myself say that I quit on something that I care about really shook me. The plus coming through it, though, was I woke up the next day and said, I can't quit. I just have to find a different way to stand. And the lesson that served me then, when I was 19 years old, was that somebody else has figured this out. Somebody else has done what I'm trying to do. I don't have to do the entire path myself. The problem I was going through was I was trying to figure everything out for myself and not realizing that success leaves clues. People have done this. Maybe not in my specific industry. There was no huge company, huge player in my industry that I can model. But it was software, and people have done software. And so I looked at Bill Gates, and I looked at how he got started, and it was through partnerships. Bill Gates' big deal with Microsoft came when they sold IBM, and every single IBM computer had Microsoft software on it. It was a huge deal. That made Microsoft. But Microsoft already had $7 million in revenue before they made that deal. Now, $7 million is not a huge company, but it's not nothing. So how did he get to $7 million? It was through partnerships. That's how Microsoft got built up, is one partnership at a time led to another partnership and another partnership and another partnership. And I said, let me try. I mean, I'm already at bottom. I already feel like a worthless human being. How do I just at least try and see if we can make it work? And I tried it. I started reaching out to some companies, and within a couple weeks, I sold my first deal for $13,500. And it was awesome. You know, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you're making $300 a month and when you feel like there's no hope, to get that one deal made me feel like we could do this. We could have success. And more important than just that one deal, I had a strategy to follow. I could do this again and again and again. I could reach out to more companies. I could do more partnerships. And that was amazing. And that sparked kind of the turnaround for my business. And within a couple of years, we had built it and sold it. And I went from not knowing what to do with my business and struggling and eating beans for lunch every day to being acquired and having rapid growth. And it all came because I modeled the success from Bill Gates. And so anytime I go into something new, I try to model success. If I don't know what I'm doing, I try to look at who's done this before, so I'm not making all the same mistakes that they're making. How do I apply it to my company, right? If you look at my YouTube channel now or the book, right, there's a lot of stories of famous people who've done big things. And if you just learn something from them on a regular basis, you can see some success back into your business and your life. And the lesson there for me really was just, if you don't know what to do, find someone who's done it, apply their strategies to your life or your business, and you can have similar success. The second story I want to tell is about me believing in myself even more and having the confidence to put myself up on my website. I sold my business, the first software company. I joined a venture capital firm. I wanted to learn about how money was raised. And I started my website, evancarmichael.com, was off my name, to just share some stories of famous entrepreneurs. Before my YouTube channel was around, there was my website. And I would put out regular content sharing the stories of Oprah Winfrey and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. And it meant so much to me. I learned so much through that process that I wanted to share it with other entrepreneurs to try to make it a little bit easier to go through so you wouldn't have to struggle like I struggled to the same degree. What kept coming up over and over and over again was that people wanted to know my story. You know, it's evancarmichael.com, it's off your name. I always hid behind the stories of these successful, famous entrepreneurs. And I thought, well, who am I? Who am I to give advice? Who am I to share my story? What have I done compared to Steve Jobs? You know, sure, I built and sold my first company, but I'm not a billionaire. How can I give advice? And that took a lot of reprogramming, because it's so often in life, it's not the people around us telling us that we suck, it's ourselves. You know, the people around me are saying, you should tell your story. People who are watching, you know, the website and visiting are saying, you should tell your story. And I'm like, I'm not good enough. People don't want to hear my story. And it took a lot of messaging and a lot of coaxing from people to give me the confidence and courage to eventually get up and share my story. And one of the things that really helped along the way, again, was watching these different successful entrepreneurs and realizing that through their story, there's learning. Right? It's that you don't have to have only the success. The path to the success is inspiring. Just the fact that you are off doing something and not working some crappy job, even if you haven't made it yet, just that you're taking action every day is inspiring. The journey is inspiring, not just the result. And so overcoming that limiting belief, again, by modeling success, allowed me to start to share my story, to put my face, even though it started off as small, next to Oprah or Jobs or Gates. And with more time, I shared more and more and more and more, again, as I surrounded myself with these thought leaders. So again, whenever I had fear, whenever I had doubts, whenever I was not sure what I wanted to do or how to act, I modeled success. Find the people who've done it, apply it to your life, and you can start to see some amazing results. The third story that had a really big impact on me was when I met this woman at a coffee shop. And I've been working with my self-worth issues over the years, I guess. And as a result of selling my business and having a popular website, I got asked to do a lot of speaking. I got asked to do corporate work. I got asked to do a lot of meetings, a lot of one-on-ones. And I always had this kind of secret hope that people would cancel on me before going in. So I got paid to go speak at this big event overseas, and you know, a couple months in advance, they're like, hey, can you come out and speak? Like, yeah, sure, no problem. Happy to come out and speak with you. It's great. I love it. And as we got closer and closer, as I'm preparing my slides and my talk, I would secretly hope that they would call and say, Evan, you know what? We canceled the event. You know, it's not on anymore. You don't have to come. Anywhere from those big events all the way down to individual meetings, phone calls. I'd get a little anxious and a little nervous before every single call or meeting I would have. And I would, again, secretly hope that people would cancel on me, so that I wouldn't have to go out and do it. And the funny thing is, those are the things that give me the most joy, like being on stage and touching people's lives and having them come up afterwards and tell me how much I helped them, or sitting one-on-one with somebody and taking somebody who may have come in hopeless and they come out believing in themselves a little bit more. That's why I do what I do. It's what fills me up. And yet the fear and the nerves going into it prevented me from really going at it full throttle, and again, secretly hoping that people would cancel on me. And so the moment that really hit me hard, where I said, this has to change. I can't keep going down this path. I can't continue to be afraid, was when I was having a meeting with this woman. She was a startup entrepreneur, brand new. I was going to meet her at a local coffee shop. And getting ready for it, I'm nervous again, right? I'm nervous. I'm hoping she cancels. I'm checking my email for that message that says, hey, Evan, I'm stuck in traffic, or I'm sick, or I just can't make it. And I go and I meet her, and it was a great event. It was a great meeting. She came out inspired and hopeful, and I got filled up from it, knowing that I contributed and I really helped her. Just made me feel like, again, on top of the world. Like, I add value, I can help people, and I should keep doing this. So as I went back to my car, I remember I opened the door, sat in the car, and I just sat there for a while. I just sat there thinking, how great do I feel right now? How great do I feel that I really inspired and helped this woman? And to think that 2 hours ago, I was hoping she would cancel on me, because I was afraid that I wouldn't be enough, like I wouldn't be able to give value, that I wouldn't be able to help her, that I would waste her time. I need to get over this. I need to fix this. This can't keep going on, or I'm going to keep running in this circle that anytime something potentially positive happens, I'll sabotage it because of my own belief systems. And so I went back to the concept that really served me so well in my other challenges of modeling success. And I realized that anytime I had a specific problem, I could go and model success. And what it would do was give me this short-term burst. How do I build this business up? Study Microsoft, short-term burst, partnerships, go do that. And then it would fall back down. And what I realized was it's not enough to just do short-term bursts. It's not enough to just solve an individual problem one at a time. It can help, but it really slows down your overall progress. I want you to be great. We're talking about greatness today. And what will happen is you might get motivated or inspired by watching a video. You might get motivated or inspired going to an event or reading a book. That might give you that short-term burst, and you're on fire for the rest of the day or the next day. But then you fall back down to where you were before. And at least for me, what I needed was to do this more regularly. What I needed was to do this daily. I needed to surround myself with this on a constant basis. So it wasn't just this blip and then fall back down, this blip, solve one problem, and then crash back down to earth. I wanted to consistently follow that path forward. And so I made it part of my habits. I made it part of my routine. I changed up my YouTube channel to start focusing on being around great thinkers, right? The top 10 series, the Mentor Me series, all of the videos that I put out where we're learning from these people who've done a lot more than us. I'm so honored and humbled that it helps you guys and that you're inspired by it, but I made it for me. Like, I need it. I want to be around these people on a daily basis, because the more you are around the people who you aspire to learn from and be like, the more that's going to happen. And it's not that I want to be the next Steve Jobs or I want to be the next Howard Schultz. I want to be able to pull something from him to help me be the best version of myself. But I'm afraid of that part. You get it? I'm afraid of that part. And so the more I see it, the more I'm around it, the more I'm going to be willing to step into that fear. The more I'm going to be willing to take action. Right? And if you're just surrounded by other people who are afraid and negative and pessimistic, and they're not fulfilling their dreams and they're not taking off, well, what do you think you're going to be like? It's really hard to go off and want to dare and do great, amazing things when everybody around you is telling you that you can't, is negative, is pessimistic. And if that's your circle of friends and that's what you're consuming, you're not going to be great. You're not going to reach your potential. And so I looked around at my circumstances. I didn't have negative people around me saying that I suck, but I had nobody pushing me to do more. There was nobody saying that, Evan, you're just capable of doing a lot more. You're capable of doing great things. That's partly why on my videos I say I believe in you, right? I end off a lot of my videos, I believe in you. Because I do. Because I want to be, even if I never meet you in person, somebody who helps push you to be a better version of yourself, to push you to go off and do those great, amazing things that you're capable of, that maybe the people in your environment are not helping you do. So after that meeting with that girl, that woman who who I helped and I loved and was so sad that I almost canceled her. I was trying to figure out, secretly hoping that it would be canceled. I decided to surround myself with more content daily. I needed it daily. And up sprung the top 10 rules and all those videos that came up. And slowly by slowly, almost unrecognizable, I changed. I grew. I gained more confidence. I gained more passion. I gained more excitement. I started to believe in my bigger dreams more than I did before. And if you had been around, following my YouTube channel for a long time, you can go back. And if you go back 6 years ago, 7 years ago, watch my videos compared to now, you'll see a huge difference. But you won't see a specific video where it just changed. I slowly grew as I evolved. And that I attribute to watching videos myself, by being around these people, by consuming it on a daily basis so that I didn't fall back to zero all the time. And the fourth story that I want to share to highlight that growth was I was driving with my dad. He had to get a new car. And we had like an hour and a half drive or something up to this dealership, the specialized dealership. And I had just signed a 3-year deal with Sage. They do accounting software. I was doing a one-on-one hangout with the CEO. And the CEO was this older British guy, super charismatic. His name is Stephen Kelly. You may have seen him on the channel. He runs a multi-billion-dollar company. He has, 13 to 15,000 employees that he's responsible for. He's jet-setting and hopping over to different countries every day almost. And we do a 1-hour Q&A show. My audience asks questions, he answers it, and I answer it. And I just told my dad that I'd signed this deal and we're working on this agreement. And he looked at me as I was explaining it, and he said, how do you have the confidence to see yourself as an equal of this super successful CEO? And my dad was asking me not out of who are you to think that you can do this negative tone. It was out of I really admire and respect that. Like, that's awesome. Where did that come from? Because that wasn't who I was before. The younger version of Evan would have been too afraid, too shy, too inside my shell, too feeling like I couldn't contribute enough value to it. And I didn't even give it a second thought. I had grown so much from that woman in the car who I was afraid to go speak to, right? This startup entrepreneur who I knew I could help, to now being able to have a conversation with the CEO of a gigantic company and feel like an equal and not be nervous for it. It wasn't even a thought. How had I grown so much over the years? I like, as I'm speaking this, the sun is like coming on my face. It's like it's a sign. How had I grown so much over the years? It's from the content. It's from the videos. It's from being around success. Stephen Kelly's a super successful CEO and investor. I'm hanging around Steve Jobs every day. I'm hanging around Oprah Winfrey every day. I'm hanging around Richard Branson every day. I'm hanging around these super successful people daily. And it just raises my level to the point where I feel like I belong there, where I can contribute. And because I believe that, then I can. And so slowly by slowly over the years, by doing this on a daily basis, I gained the confidence. I grew more credible. All from inside. Like I grew as a human being. I grew more confident in my great ideas that they were achievable. And it was nobody else holding me back. It was myself. And so I know the power of going from a place where you feel totally let down, worst day of your life, people don't believe in you, not having any success, making no money, eating terrible food, feeling like there's no hope, feeling like you took the wrong path, and being able to turn that around in a relatively short amount of time. I know what that's like, and I want that for you. And now maybe you're not as low as I was, and that's fine, but I want you to be greater. I know you can. And whether that's watching the videos or not, finding the thing that really serves you. And so those are the 4 stories I wanted to share, and I wanted to talk quickly about the habit that I do daily in the new book that I'm launching, The Top 10 Rules of Success. These videos changed my life, changed who I am, brought so much more to me than I ever thought would be possible or achievable. And I'm forever grateful that you guys also love watching them, because you allowed me to create a business around it so I could bring a team on, and I don't just have to do this selfishly for myself, that I can share with you. What I decided to do with the book was take the 40 most popular top 10 rules for success videos that I had on my channel and condense it down into one book. This is it. These are the 40 people who've done great, amazing things. And I've segmented it so that on every page, there's 2 rules. So if you open it up and I look at Tony Robbins as an example, is there too much sun? Oh, you can see it. I'm black, but right? There's 4 rules on 2 pages. And the reason why I made this book is two main reasons. I really love how the sun has come out as I'm so white you can barely see me now, but it's awesome that it's come out. The 2 reasons were, one, you don't always have YouTube available. You don't always have it. You don't always have data. You don't always have access to it. You might be on the plane, and not everybody consumes YouTube videos as their way of getting inspiration. And so I wanted to be able to have a book version of it, condensed down. So, a Simon Sinek video might be 40 minutes long to sit through and watch. Here, you can be able to read it, all those rules, 10 rules in 5 pages, and you're good to go. But 2, and perhaps more importantly, the habit that I do on a daily basis that I find works, and why I share it with you is because I want it to work for you, is every day I wake up and I read 1 page of the book. That's it. 1 page of the book. I think, honestly, if you pick up the book and you ram through the whole thing, you're wasting it. You're just reading another book, and you won't be able to absorb the lessons. This is 10 things, the 10 best things that Steve Jobs have ever said. Plow through that. You're going to miss a lot of stuff. You're not going to apply it to your business or to your life. And so what I encourage you to do is read 1 page a day. There's 2 thoughts on there. 2 thoughts from a legendary, genius, entrepreneur, game changer. 2 thoughts. And then try to apply it somehow to your business or your life. Like, a book is just a bunch of paper. It doesn't do anything unless you actually apply it. And so that's why I made the book. For a long time, people said, you should make it a book, you should make it a book, make it a book. And I had no interest in making a book until I discovered, if people wake up and you read 1 page a day to get 1 quick thought, then you apply it to your business, that could be life-changing. If you guys did this for the next year, your life will be unrecognizable. If you woke up and read 1 page a day from the book, took in 2 lessons from people who've done game-changing things, and applied it somehow to your life or your business, you won't be the same person. Just like I changed. Just like I changed from the person who's afraid to have a conversation with a startup entrepreneur to the person, co-hosting shows with, hundreds of thousands of views going on the videos, with big-time CEOs and other shows with entrepreneurs. I want that for you. That's why I wrote the book. I want your story of greatness to come out just like mine has. And I'm not done. I still have limited beliefs. It's a forever curve, right? I've grown this much, started here, right? Grew to here, and I still want to grow and expand. And I want you to be on that path too. I want you to grow more. And again, I believe that you have something amazing in here. And I believe that most people aren't even close to reaching that potential. And a big reason is your habits and your environment. Your habits and your environment keep you where you are. You don't have people around you pushing you. And your habits just keep you doing what you're doing. I want you to have better habits. I want you to be around super successful people doing amazing things, pushing themselves harder. And so 1 page a day. Takes 2 minutes to read. You got time. You're rushed. You got to get to the office. You got to get to an appointment. You may not have time to sit down and read an entire chapter from any book, but you have time to read 2 pages. And then think about how you can apply that to your life or to your business. So it's why I wrote the book. It's helped shape my story, how I've become more great in what I'm doing. And again, I badly want that for you. I want to see you doing amazing things, and I know you're capable. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. Because I know what it's like going from that place to this place to the next place. And I'm really excited for you to join me on the journey, continue learning. For those of you who do pick up the book and apply it, keep me posted. I want to hear about your success. I want to play that tiny little piece. You know, I'm 0.5% on your path to success, on your path to making a big impact. And it's just so amazing if you can start your day feeling worthy, feeling inspired, feeling bold. If you start your day like that every day, I promise you, your life will be unrecognizable 1 year from today. It won't be giant leaps forward, but every single day, you'll make a little step forward. And the people who haven't seen you for a while, they'll see you and they say, what happened? You changed. There's something about you. And I'm so excited to see that happen for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for continuing on your journey. Again, I'm so excited to see where you take it. Keep me posted. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Go pick up the book, and I'll see you soon.